couple other things. Um, I mean, I know it's not gonna, we're not gonna hit as positive an announcement as the ethnicity tier list, but some cool stuff. Uh, I want to award, Apache
Hmm.
award to Rumbleverse, who just put out their first set of patch notes
It
for
includes the phrase degenerate tactic in their patch notes.
the Rumbleverse patch for the mid-season update has come, and they're great. Um, more than just a balanced patch. It is There's a bunch of new stuff in the game that changes the game quite drastically. And I played it. I went and I jumped in. I messed around a little bit with the new stuff. Um,
It
awesome,
feels different.
awesome
It feels
stuff.
very
Real
different.
fun. Yeah. So for starters, they've added a dive kick, straight out of dive
Hmm.
kick. Press the button
That's a
and
move you have to go and get, right?
yeah, yeah. And once you do, it's a jump and a kick automatically. But if you time it, you can do a fast one by mashing twice, or you can press the kick button at the top of the jump, and then it'll do a perfect dive kick.
Hmm.
So fun little element to that. Um, they added a purple tier Izuna drop, and now you
That was
can.
super weird that it wasn't there.
Yeah, there was good Izuna drop and great Izuna drop, and that was it. Um, and now they have epic Azuna drop, and like you can aim all of them as soon as you grab the person, so full control
Hmm.
over where you want to drop them. They added a drink that fills up a third of your super meter.
Yep.
They added golf clubs, uh, new
They
kind of
made it
weapon.
so that if you miss your super, it eats a third of your bar.
Yes, so you can't just spam it and hope for the
You
best every time.
must confirm your super.
Right. Furthermore, popping super, landing it, and immediately getting super 2-3 hits after that was very abusable. We
Mhm.
learned that on video when with Esteban we saw like, oh, you can just do the fast super pop as soon as someone whiffs, grab them, do big kills, and then 2 maybe 3 hits later you're back up to full. So now it's going to cost you a little bit more as time goes on. If you subsequently try to grab more, you'll lose more super meter. Yeah, and then yeah, so golf has a cool little the golf swing. When you taps, it's gonna bring up a little like Mario Golf meter, and there's a perfect spot to hit. And when you land that, you knock them as far as possible, which is like super far actually.
Yeah, it's
If you're
crazy far. It's like a
if
giant swing distance.
if you're near an further even, if you're near an edge, you're gone for sure. They added like yeah different tiers of like bats, and there's a cricket bat and chair and all that stuff.
There's a
Then
keyblade.
then they added a fucking keyblade, and the keyblade is not just a keyblade. It
No, it
does
has a full Kingdom Hearts 2 moveset.
it changes your character into a Kingdom Hearts character essentially. You get
You
the
have Strike Raid.
yeah. So you
Like
get to do a ground combo that launches into an air combo with the Keyblade. You hover, you spin. You can actually hold B in the air to just fly through the fucking stage with it and drains your stamina. But as long as you have stamina bar, you can free fly. It's
mhm.
nuts. It and obviously it breaks after doing a full combo with it. But
Has really high durability.
I was able to do a full what was it like 6 hits. I was able to do like light launch, heavy, light, and then it breaks in midair, and then you can do a grab right after in midair. So like you can go right into a super or something like that. It's nuts. Fucking full on
Any
keyblade in the
changes to
game.
grabs?
Yes, you can now do the default grab. Is the startup on the default grab is the fastest grab in the game now. It's way faster than anything else,
Wow.
and
Who would have thought that they should make the grab faster?
so the idea was kind of like as they and I mean the patch notes are doing a great job of explaining the reasoning behind everything, and it was that like the special grabs were looking the exact same speed as the default grab. Why would you ever do it? What would the incentive be to do that as a dedicated button when you have a special grab? So in this case, it's like because
Mm.
it's faster, you know.
Yeah, and now there's a play between um if there's a whiff or something and you need a grab to come out fast and be more or less guaranteed, toss out your default. And if you're trying to prepare or mind game somebody to get a bigger grab off, that works. So they fill two different roles. It also massively boosts that upgrade that increases the damage of your default grab. Like that one was one of those perks is like, but I'm not going to use the default grab. Well, now you actually are.
They changed the Irish whip to be a different animation, so you can tell, when that is happening, and it looks different. They also they fixed a bunch of like buggy, weird interactions with stuff. Some OTGs that were not intended that you could keep doing. They fixed there's people that will often just bounce on cars forever towards the end of the circle, and you could just elbow drop forever and waste time. Now, as soon as you elbow drop onto a bouncing car, you flip out, you lose the move right away. So you can't do.
This was the degenerate tactic.
The degenerate tactic of bouncing super high forever has been taken out essentially. Also, they explained how meditate is way strong in certain final rings, which is the ability
Sometimes it's useless.
Sometimes it depends, but like in a lot of situations, you want to have that perk for a better shot at winning. Almost every time, most of the times I've won, it's been with it for sure. But meditate is
the first game I won. I meditated inside a bush, and my character was completely inside the geometry. Couldn't see me at all.
So hiding in bushes is an intended design thing. However, there was a graphic that's supposed to play that shows you leaves shaking. That was really hard to see. So they made that bigger, and now you can actually see a little clue of when someone's hiding in a bush. So you weren't supposed to be completely invisible. It was intended. However, now the actual little thing, leaves popping out, will give you away a little bit more obviously. Meditate, they said we want it so that yes, you can, but it's the ability to hide and heal, right? If you stand still, you get a passive heal. And they've made it so that now if nobody fights each other in the final ring, if no one attacks anybody before it was every 10 seconds the ring would get smaller, so they've made it 7 seconds. So that means meditate will
get a lot smaller, a lot faster.
Which it already kind of did in many circumstances, and the higher tier championships, because I'm in the higher leagues, dude. The circle closes insanely fast. You get to the tightest size with like 10-15 people almost. Like, it's crazy. So that's a smart thing, and they improved the HUD a bunch as well. So a really nice overhaul.
Last but definitely not least, the thing that I've noticed, I played a couple games after the update, the single biggest change in your day-to-day is that everything does tons of guard break damage now.
Moves were rebalanced around that too. So 100 hand slap is now a dedicated guard breaker. It was supposed to be before, but now it's emphasized.
The default combo does like twice or even 3 times as much stamina damage. There used to not be a very good reason to get the stamina upgrade, and now it's incredibly vital because you get guard broken in like a second.
So they also didn't want people to just stand and block for all neutral play, and so this is kind of helping to get rid of that. They mentioned it as well. Also, they nerfed tackle and Stone Cold Stunner because those things were just insanely fast and unreactable. So they made them a little bit slower, and like when you go and then you see the whiff animation, it's like, oh yeah, that's more in line with the other running grabs and stuff, So having those two is like an essential final circle skill.
I'm thrilled with the state of the game now because when I was playing it in the first part of this chapter, we talked about it on the podcast. I was really frustrated at how effective standing and blocking and then rolling on reaction to throws and just turtling nonstop, because it really felt like you could regain stamina faster than you would get it spent. That is definitely not the case now.
Yeah. Also, you could attack sooner than you could do other actions out of a roll. They've standardized it so that you can no longer get an early attack out, which made it so that trying to punish someone's roll sometimes sucked because that action had a different rhythm compared to everything else. And then a huge change as well is the purple books and moves are now much rarer. So
Okay. Sure.
before you'd start, and it was almost like ignore anything that's not purple because
Oh yeah, because you'd get a purple one.
you'd
if
get
you
one
asked for like 4 or 5 boxes.
exactly, and so now they're actually much more rare. So you have to work the greens and blues a bit, which is lower level stuff. The blue, which is the medium level poison mist, also staggers you but doesn't drop you to the floor. So that's gonna use the same. It's gonna have the same usage as the weaker one, so that now you can use it to open up for a combo. Because before it would stagger and then drop, which was worse than the weaker version that made it just a stagger. Really good change list, really good stuff, good mid, and good explanations on all of their decisions. Fuck yeah,
Good
with
game
that.
made better.
Good job, Rumbleverse. Hell yeah. Um, and then like you go down to the bottom of it, and then they get into even further gameplay balance change discussion with numbers up and like just full transparency. Talking about the damage on block and damage on stamina and everything. Like really, just like, yep, we want to tell you what we're thinking and why. Which if you think back to like the KI character balance streams that Keats used to do, it's like, yeah, why not just tell people exactly why you're doing things? It makes everyone a better player.
It feels good to see the reason. Feels nice.
Yeah.
And it's great to see like, hey, we changed block stun and grab timings because Pat's a genius and he said we should do that. It was great to see those in the patch notes.
Confirmed.
They should really call them the Pat notes.
The Keyblade is kind of insane.
Oh my god.
Yep, we pushed past it. The Keyblade is really insane because it actually is a separate character you're fighting.
It's really weird.
It feels as if a different character has shown up on the map, and like if you can get that from them, fucking do it. You might not even want to break it because the ability to fly is nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Rumbleverse.
It's obvious that they're going to be putting more silly gimmick weapons that are actually fucking awesome in the game.
Hell yeah. And use puns for everything. It's the key pipe or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's technically a pipe.
Yeah. And the attack you do with the chair when you're running, that's a big burning running chair attack, is called Charging Star.
Of course it is.
So